Today we are getting rid of our seat belts on our brand new 2021 Can-Am Maverick XDS Turbo RR. And the reason we're doing that because we're installing these proarmor 4-point harnesses in it. So let's start ripping everything apart, and we're gonna do it step by step so you guys know how to do it yourself. There is a little bit of some trickiness going on in there, and we'll go over all of that. But other than that, it should be straightforward. And let's get it done. All right, we're gonna start out with a T30. We're gonna remove these plastic shrouds right in the middle of the crossbar. 3 of these bolts holding it in here. Now, it all depends how it was installed. So my panels were actually installed kind of wonky at the factory because there is a bolt hole. There is a hole right here, but it was overlapping one that was already installed prior to that. And I believe that the way it was supposed to be done is that you go through both of them at the same time and have it so sitting there kind of all weird, which I don't know if that was intended or if that was a mistake from the factory, but we're gonna take care of that issue once we put it back on. First thing we gotta do is we gotta unbolt the seat belts and unbolt the seats. 2 18mm sockets. We're gonna go ahead and break these loose, which they're not super tight on here to begin with. So that's the top corner for the shoulder strap. Slide that out. Reinstall the nut on here. Now the other one is hiding right here behind the door. Slide the seat belt off, install the bolt. So I don't know how it is on your guys' machine, but I have 2 different types of seat belts. So one of the seat belts looks like this with like a plastic cover, and the seat belts on the passenger side are kind of completely different. So I don't know if that was something that was intended again, or if they just ran out of one type of seat belt, so they used 2 sets of different seat belts on the machine. We are in the midst of this whole coronavirus crap. The next thing we're gonna do, we have to unbolt the seat and take it out from the machine. So Can-Am in their manual does say that if you remove these bolts right here that hold the seat to adjust the level of the seat, or to even take the seat out, whatever reason you're taking these out, you're supposed to use brand spanking new ones every single time. My take on that is, I don't know. I'm gonna be reusing them and I guess taking a chance, but just a word of caution, if that's something that concerns you, I would suggest ordering these brand new ones from Can-Am. All right, we're also going to be unplugging this little seatbelt sensor here on the driver's side. Just sliding that out, and also using a panel remover tool to remove this Christmas tree out of here. And we're gonna try to reuse this little clip actually and put it back in here. All right, here in the front, we're using 13mm. I'm using a wrench and a socket All right, now that our seat is loose, I'm gonna lift the seat out and remove it. A little bit of counter, and they should break loose. There you have it. All right, so we are using a seatbelt bypass. So that's basically to take away your speed limiter for when you have your seatbelt unplugged. But since we're going to be using a 5-point harness, so we're no longer going to be able to just latch our seatbelt. This little bypass doesn't have the little clip that lets it clip in. It does have the slider, but not the clip. So what we're going to do is we're going to use an adhesive and slide it in here so we can mount it to the inside of the chassis for the bypass. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and plug this in and install it back in here. So it's back into the place where it was with a little bypass. So the 5-point harness lap belt section where it mounts to the bottom of the seat, the bolts that come with the Can-Am, they have a step on it. The reason they do that is so that these guys could swivel on here. Unfortunately, the harness comes with a 1/2-inch hole drilled, and this is slightly larger. What you have to do is use a stepper bit and actually enlarge the hole so you could get the factory bolt through here. And I do want to use the factory bolt because it fits in here perfect. It's got the little nylon insert, and this is also going to allow it to slightly swivel. Also, a word of caution when you are drilling out these harnesses, take your time and go slow, because you don't want this piece to heat up and start melting the actual harness on it. Basically, it's going to destroy it and render useless if you do that. All right, now that I have the harness installed to the seat, we ran the straps through, and these guys are ready to be bolted up to the brace bar, and we're ready to put our seat back in. All right, so at the same time, I am taking advantage of this whole thing of installing the harnesses to basically lower my seat in a lower position. Just because I like the way it feels when you sit a little bit lower, kind of gives me a little bit more confidence feeling. I'm gonna reinstall our 18mm non-reusable bolts that I'm reusing. So I have the little cushion bar removed. The way we're gonna mount this, I'm using an 8.8 grade bolt. We're gonna go in through the top with a washer, and then what I'm using is these machined steel spacers, and you can find these on Amazon depending on various sizes you want. So we're gonna put the spacer on first, and then the harness, and then we're using a nylon nut, and I'll explain the reason why we're using the spacer. So the way that BRP did these harness mounts is a little bit wonky. The way that angle is cut on this tab is doesn't line up with the seat belt with the harness to lay flat, so the hole is recessed a bit far. Now if you go from the bottom, the issue it creates is you can get it in there and you can actually mount it up, but now the problem that you're having here, you're getting a scissor effect. So for some reason you get hit on the passenger side, that's the side that your harness is going to turn. If it turns this way, you basically end up shearing off the actual harness, and now you have an issue. So essentially what we need to do is get rid of that scissor effect, drop down the harness bracket so that you're not pinching the actual harness. So if you look here, the way it's mounted with the spacer now, you have plenty of room so you don't create that scissor effect. And if for some reason you get hit on the side or you roll, when the harness turns the bracket, you don't end up shearing off your harness, causing you to basically fly out. All right, we're gonna reinstall this little pad. All right, I got both of the harnesses installed on the front seats. When you install the harness, you want to make sure that this length hugs you correctly and you have enough adjustability in it so that if you move your seat back and forth, you're still in the right position. Obviously, installing the harness correctly is very important, and that's what I want to talk about. So I'm going to show you how to web this. So basically, this is your top. This is your bottom. You have the 3-bar. So you want the 3 bars to be as close as possible to the mounting point. Regardless of how it's adjusted, it should be as close as possible. So here we have only a little bit, but obviously that goes, that's gonna get adjusted. So we're gonna pull this out, and then you can see how this is looped through. So both straps are looped through. Now you can mount this on a tube. You're removing this mount, and instead of that, you would loop it around a tube. Same situation, you wanna make sure that the 3 bars are as close as possible to the tubing. So now we made this shorter. You don't wanna leave this out here. You don't want this situation here. What you do want is to bring the 3 bars back. Once you bring this back and you have it adjusted the way that it works for you, so it fits correctly over your shoulders, the chest strap goes in the correct position, you're gonna wanna come back with this, and we're basically gonna over loop this. So we're gonna take the slack out and over loop it. So from here, it basically comes back around, and then here's your mounting point. And then this could be either you could put a rubber band on it, zip tie or whatever, just let it hang. Or in my case, I just neatly rolled it up and tucked it behind the impact cushion. This right here is extremely important during impact. So in some cases, it could be between life and death. So you want to make sure that you do this right. All right, everything is buttoned up and I got all the harnesses installed. Everything is adjusted. Everything fits awesome. Other than that, these proarmor harnesses feel really comfortable. I really love the fact that you have one latch. You don't have to fish for all the points or whatever. So everything's attached. You have one clasp, you open that and you're out. Makes life a lot easier than trying to find straps, slide them through, and so on and so on and so on. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button and smash the subscribe button, because there will be more videos on this Can-Am. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Later.